In today's video, I'm going to be reacting to some of your guys' 2026 Oscars hot takes. And now, this is not actually my comment section. This is Jonathan Fuji's comment section, so I'm going to be bumming off of him for today's video. Starting off with voice acting should be formalized into an official act with an official category. I 100% agree with this. Okay, right off the bat, where you have best animated feature, which is kind of like a culmination of all those factors. But I feel like if we did have an individual voice acting category, it could open the door to paying respects and really focusing on individual performances that could get overshadowed with just the big animated feature ones. So having a smaller one like this to really focus in on those other performances that could get overshadowed, I think is great. Okay, let's see what else we can do. Begonia completely blanks with 0 nominations. Now that's a hot take. I mean, I figured I'd get some nominations like cinematography. Of course, I've not seen the film, but just from the trailers, and just from what I know about Yorgos Lanthimos' filmography, he is a great filmmaker with like cinematography, screenplay. He's able to elicit good performances, and he's also just a great director that is able to compose a scene in a way that can make you feel anything. Like sometimes, like in Kinds of Kindness, maybe it's resting on a shot for an uncomfortable amount of time or stuff like that. Like he's just, I cannot see a world where it walks away with 0 nominations. All right, 28 years later with makeup. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, I feel like that's not really a hot take because, I mean, even if you didn't like the film that much, I feel like you can agree the film looked great just on a technical level, whether it's makeup or set design or editing. Well, I guess, yeah, the editing was really good. I feel like you could get a nomination for editing, actually. All right. We are all forgetting how hard Wake Up Dead Man is going to go. Yes, we are. Okay, I'm so hyped for this film, number one. Number two, it just has not a whole lot of people have been talking about it. People who have already seen it have basically just been saying, yeah, it's good. It's decent. And then that's really it. But I'm hoping once it's actually out, more people have seen it. It gets a lot more buzz. And like maybe it gets into adapted screenplay, but here's the thing, you have to look at it from this perspective. The first one got into original screenplay, did not win. I don't remember if Glass Onion did or not, but I think it did. And now if this one gets into screenplay but doesn't win, then I think that sets a precedent that just whenever Ryan Johnson drops one of these, it automatically gets into screenplay just automatically but doesn't win. So that just sets a precedent that that's going to happen every time. That's kind of boring. So what if this one ends up winning screenplay, and then that breaks the precedent, and then it's like, okay, dude, we're going to give you your flowers for this one, but we're not going to do it again, okay? Because, I mean, you cook so hard with these, we can't just do it every single time, and then there's another one that just buries it, right? Because that's what's happened previously, like with the first one or even the second one, I'm pretty sure. So then, if that just happens again with this one, again, it sets a precedent. It sets a reputation for what this film is going to do, what this series is going to do when it comes to screenplay. But then again, we had to see when the film actually comes out, what people are saying, what people are thinking, and yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. The Rock will be nominated but not win, and Timothy will win. I feel like that's fair, but then again, I'll argue for Dwayne on in this angle where like it would make for a good narrative, okay? Where like he decides to make a complete career shift from to do actual serious movies and stuff like that. And then when he's trying to make that career change, he stars in Smashing Machine and he wins an Oscar for it. That is just a great narrative. The Academy loves a narrative, and it's right there. I mean, The Rock finally decides he's going to transform, be taken seriously within the industry, as he says. It's been getting lots of like applause and good buzz. Then again, I did not like the film, but it's been getting a lot of good buzz from others. So that would make it certainly a good narrative if he did win. But then again, we have to see what's gonna happen with Marty Supreme because it's been getting a lot of great buzz. Like it's had like one showing, and people are going bonkers over it, and I'm really excited for it. So I mean, I think it'll definitely do pretty well. Like Timothy Chalamet, I could see it. I could see this happening easily. The battle between Benny and Josh is going to smile on Timothy's win speech. Oh yeah, 100%. So I feel like that's definitely fair. The Rock gets nominated. It's gonna get nominated at least, simply because it makes for a good narrative. And then Timothy winning. We haven't seen the film yet, but from what we've been hearing, I could see that being a fair claim. Channing Tatum should get a Golden Globe nomination for Roof Man. I mean, I think he should definitely get nominated. I could easily see that where he just gave such a great, well-rounded performance. Playing where you have like Channing Tatum, who has this great screen presence and charisma, running around the Toys R Us going crazy, but he never loses sight or gets lost in the sauce of all the silliness and everything, but never loses sight at the emotional core within the film, within Jeffrey Manchester. And he did a great job in the film. Fantastic Four deserves at least a nomination for production design. Oh yeah, 100%. Where like you have the cities, you have the city where like the retro futuristic city, and when they're walking through the streets, when they are like when Sheila Ball comes in and she makes her like announcement in front of all the people about how Galactus is coming and all that. The city is so alive. It doesn't look like CGI. It's very flat. No, it looks layered. It looks textured. Like it looks real. And you have all the little details built within the set that just add on to it. And even when like the Thing, Ben Grimm, is walking through the city during like the day or like just again like it comes to him many times like in the city like doing stuff. It looks amazing. It's so nice to look at, and it looks real. It's awesome. I 100% could see that happening. I definitely think Sean Penn is getting at least a nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Oh my gosh, that take is so cold. I could feel myself shivering through the screen. But yeah, no, that's gonna happen. Tim Robinson for Best Actor, Paul Rudd for Supporting Actor, and Weapons for Best Picture. Okay, we're gonna unpack this part first. I believe they're talking about friendship. I think that would make the most sense because they were both in it together. Tim Robinson, I mean, he didn't give like a best actor performance. I mean, he was good. I'm not saying he was bad in the movie. I liked him. I thought he was funny, but I don't really get nomination worthy. Or Paul Rudd either. Just as he was a good enough supporting role. They worked well off each other. They're both good in the film, but I wouldn't go that far. Weapons for Best Picture. Listen, man, I love the weapons glaze and all, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just saying, like, it's just gonna be such a tight race this year, and the Academy's like kind of like disdain for horror movies has become like very famous. Like their disdain of that stuff, and now Weapons getting the Best Picture. But it's not happening, okay? We're like, all right, I think Weapons is amazing, right? Zach Kreger is able to perfectly walk the line between dark comedy and horror, and even just the way the film is set up and structured, where it cuts to the different people's perspectives. It's really adding another level of scope and size to the film, which I love. I don't think it's gonna do Best Picture, okay? But still, I love Weapons. Don't think it's happening. And then for this, I'd love to hear why they thought that though. But just off cuff, that's a pretty hot take. Materialist should unironically be in contention for like 8 or 9 nominations, and it's a shame that it's nowhere close to getting any of them in reality. Are we just making shit up at this point? No way somebody genuinely, unironically believes that. 8 or 9 nominations, like that's insane. Okay, so like that means you have to be talking like best actor, Evans, Pascal, actress for Dakota Johnson. What else are we even talking about beyond that? That's all remarkable. Which I don't even think the film's remarkable. Okay, it's such a mediocre film in my opinion. It's not good enough for an Oscar nom, and it's not bad enough for a Razzie nomination. Okay, so it just kind of lies in the middle there. 8 or 9 nominations, that's crazy. I've never seen such materialist glaze in my life. Well, when I first saw the film, I was like, that's pretty good. And then the more I thought, the less I liked it. Right, let's see what would be the 8 noms. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. For all 3 leads, pretty huge stretch, plus picture, plus screenplay. It's not like it's here for technical categories. Um, so they're saying it's not a contender at all, but the movie deserves it. Okay. Also, I'll give it cinematography, editing, plus score. That's just me. So, okay. For the 3 leads, then picture, screenplay, cinematography, editing, and score. That's insane. Imagine a materialist sweep, though. Just like, imagine that happening. Like a materialist sweep. That'd be crazy. This person would be so over the moon by that. I mean, I'm, I'm glad they liked it, I guess. I mean, their heart's gonna be broken when it doesn't get anything and maybe even gets a Razzie nomination, but that's for later. Everyone has forgotten about Black Bag and should at least get a nom for Best Original Screenplay, but we all know it won't. Heartbreak emoji. Okay, so here's the thing. Nobody has forgotten about Black Bag because I don't think anybody remembered Black Bag. And this is coming from somebody who was like the only person in like the entire world that went to go see this opening night. So like, I mean, I was there from day one singing its praises. You can go check my like YouTube channel where I reviewed it. Like at this point, like if this does end up winning or even getting nominated, they should invite me to the ceremony. They should bring me up on stage if it wins because I was there from day one singing the praises of this film. So you know if it does win, if it gets nominated, bring me up there. I was a day oneer, you know. But still, all jokes aside, I would love it to get Best Original Screenplay. It's not happening though. It's not happening. It's not. Black Pack does not have the buzz. I think it was great. Honestly, I could see it winning more than Best Original Screenplay. I could also see easily being a contender for editing, cinematography, and also screenplay, obviously. Maybe even Best Actor for Fassbender, but that's I'm getting way too out there with these takes, all right? Best Original Screenplay, 100% think so. But it's not happening. All right, but we all know it won't. Yeah. Best International Feature this year. This Best International Feature race this year will go down as the greatest of all time. All time. I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on it. Okay, so I'm not going to go that far. Greatest of all time. It is going to be wild though. I'll say that it's going to be crazy. Like, have you seen the list of all the international features this year? I think it's going to go crazy. Okay, I'm very excited for it. We need a best voice acting category. Pretty sure I talked about this one at the very beginning. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, voice acting category. Okay, yeah, so I did cover that one like 2 seconds ago. Not 2 seconds ago, like whenever I started the video. Okay, where were we? Oh, yeah. One battle after another shouldn't win Best Picture. Oh, wow, you have the entire internet against you. Okay, let's see what else they have to say. I'm not against the politics of the film or anything like that. It was just a fun 3 hours that didn't lead up to anything fun. A fun 3 hours that didn't lead up to anything fun. So it was a fun film, like a fun 3 hours that didn't lead to anything fun? How much fun do you need? If the whole 3 hours was fun, but it didn't lead up to anything fun, what more fun could you want? I'm confused, honestly. You need to be more grateful for all the fun you're getting in one battle after another. I mean, you already said it's getting all the fun in the 3 hours. So then you just want more fun on top of that? I mean, how are we ever going to satisfy your need for fun? I mean, oh my gosh. Weapons and Sinners deserve Best Picture far more. Sinners, I think, should get nominated. I don't think it should win, though. Okay, like, I love Sinners. Maybe it should win, like, original screenplay. And maybe even Ryan Coogler for director. I could easily see that. But, and then more Weapons glaze. Like, I loved Weapons, dude. I loved Weapons. I don't think it's going to get into Best Picture, though. I really don't. Then again, same my expectations. So even if it does, I'd be like, oh yeah. All right, moving on. The Oscars should adopt a best new name for a new director or actor that made waves for the year. I'm strictly only saying this because of Ava Victor. Okay, so I think this would be a horrible idea. Where, like, best new name, what even fits into that criteria? Realistically, right? Because you have to think, is it based off of a director's, like, is it like their first, second, or third? Like, when you cut that off, do you cut it off of their third film being new name? Is it based off of, like, when one of their films gets super successful, then they are the best new name? Like, everybody's hearing about this new name. So is it by that metric? It's just that I feel like this could get so messy, just deciding what means what, that I don't think it would work. But no, no. Mm. I'm somewhat convinced that Nuremberg can be a thing at least in adapted. Also think Play Pictures classics can use their voodoo magic to at least get Crow in the conversation. I doubt it. Like, there's not gonna be any buzz for this movie. I mean, like, I haven't seen the trailer for it, but just from what I have heard, and even from watching Jonathan Foodie's video where he pulled this exact comment, he seems to be saying that too. That, like, it doesn't look that good. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe I have to check it out, and then maybe this will age poorly. I'll be like, yeah, Nuremberg's the best film of the year, and it should win all the awards, you know. Or maybe I watch it and I'm like, wow, that's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Or maybe I don't watch it, which is the most likely option. No other choice could have a very high chance of getting a Best Picture nom. I feel like it could. Yeah, I mean it's had a lot of good buzz. I mean just the film in general looks great. I think. I know that It Was Just an Accident will probably be the international favorite by the Academy. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't seen much about it, so I can't really speak on that. I mean, this year both I'm Still Here and the other movie got Best Picture noms. That's true. That's true. Florence Pugh and Lewis Pullman deserve nominations for Thunderbolts. Okay, here's the thing. Lewis Pullman, I think he gave a great performance. Okay, I think he was really good in the film, where he was able to play this very emotionally unstable guy that was able to be manipulated and needed that sense of gratification and how easily that can be manipulated by people with not good with people not wanting to do good things with that. Then him being taken in by the Thunderbolts by Yelena shows what mental improvement can be. He's not being manipulated, but he's still being helped. He's actually being helped, not the illusion of that by like Valentina. So I think Liz Pullman did a really good job in the film. I don't know nomination worthy, but I think he did a really good job. Now Florence Pugh might be in conversations, dude, where like she goes on this great arc over the film where she starts off depressed, doesn't feel like she has any purpose. Then by the end, it's contrasted where she's gone on this journey with this team that now by the end she really feels like she's accomplished something, like that she is happy. Because again, I'm getting sad, depressed. She really like monologued about it while she was going on this mission with like this lifeless energy, just throwing herself off a building, parachute, beat up a bunch of guys, and then just all like pretty depressed, look on her face the whole time. And they contrast that with the end, where the team, the ensemble team, needed to be need to be there for each other and are there for each other, and therefore they all grow together, and it's great. Best original song is a popularity contest. I already know I'm going to agree with that because that is 100% correct. So it's going to be a fight between Wicked for Good or Wicked 2 and K-pop Demon Hunters. No other movies stand close. 100%, 110%. But here's the thing. I think K-pop Demon Hunters is going to wipe the floor with Wicked 2. Like, all right, remember, I think we all remember how big the first Wicked film was. You know, with all the songs and shit, and it just like blew up. Wicked for Good can easily have the same effect. But then again, K-pop Demon Hunters came out a while ago. It's become this big sensation. The songs are breaking records. Everybody's watching it. Even like the CEO of Netflix got off his swamp ass to go put this one in theaters. Like, yes, Mr. Netflix is saving cinema. There's no need for theaters anymore. Actually, decided to put it in theaters. That's how you know this movie's getting things done. When even the brain dead CEO of Netflix wakes up and is like, bro, we need to have this in theaters. That's how you know it's crazy. And yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters is definitely winning. Whereas it's become this big sensation, everybody's watching Academy voters, like if they have children or stuff like that, they're definitely going to be going after it. And you know, it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. People are underestimating Frankenstein. It's going to get into picture, that's screenplay, and supporting actor. I definitely think people are underestimating Frankenstein. I feel like that's a fair claim. I have not seen it, so I can't speak on the actual quality of the film, like a supporting actor or picture or adapted screenplay. But from what I've seen, or from what I have heard, what I have heard, I could say adapted screenplay. Don't want to say picture. In supporting actor, I could see it. Again, that's just from what I heard. I have not seen the film, so I cannot give my opinion. And maybe like once I actually see the film, I'll be like, yes, best picture, 100%. But from right now, what I have heard, I don't think so. Ryan Coogler is likely to be robbed of his directing nomination, given the Academy director's branch. Yeah, I feel like he could, but like, that's gonna be so bad. Ryan Coogler should so win Best Director. I mean, like, have you seen that video where he's like talking about all the different formats you can see Sinners in? And like, you can just tell he's so passionate about about the film, and just you can see how much he cares. And if you watch behind the scenes, and you can even see in the film, just how much he cared. And yeah, I really hope he wins. But if he gets robbed of it, I can see that happening too. And people are not going to be happy about that. Best animated feature does not exist. Best animated feature should not exist. Animated movies should have the same chance of being nominated for Best Picture. Okay, so I want to play devil's advocate with this because on one hand, I think and Best Animated Feature has a reason to be there, and that is so you can pay respects to just the animated films. So, like, if you did have it in Best Picture, then what if it gets overshadowed by a bunch of live action films? And that's not fair to that animated film that might be really great. So then having that animated feature kind of lands it on a different field, different metrics. And so I think there's a reason why they have it, but at the same time, giving it the chance to be given the highest honor of Best Picture to really show how great it is does have some merit. So you can see it either way. I lean more towards I like having Best Animated Feature there simply because it just gives room to only pay respect to those animated films, and I like that. Whereas it could get overshadowed in Best Picture. But then again, I could just be dead ass wrong, and maybe it all changes for the better, and animated films get way more attention like they deserve, or most of them deserve. Love them, but Tiana Taylor and Chase Infinity both do not deserve nominations. Wow. Now, there's a hot take. I think they do. I'd like to know why they don't deserve nominations, though. That would be interesting. But that is just a off-rip hot take. Black Bag receives a surprise nomination for Best Editing. Listen, if Black Bag receives a nomination of any kind, that's automatically a surprise. In fact, if you hear anybody talking about Black Bag in October of 2025, that is a surprise. Again, I love Black Bag. I sound like the biggest Black Bag hater on the planet, but I genuinely loved it. But nobody has talked about it, okay? I'm being so for real. For best editing, again, okay, yeah, I 100% think it should win best editing, or at least get a nomination for best editing. Maybe even win best editing. It won't happen. I wish it would though. So I 100% agree with that. Sinners versus One Battle After Another in the casting ensemble categories and exciting race that nobody's talking about. Oh yeah, 100%. Where with Sinners, you have a part of the film. You have like the first part of the film collecting our group of characters and then being at that juke joint where everything goes down. And Ryan Coogler was able to set up in such a way that you grow a connection, you understand, and you grow a connection with each of the characters in such a low amount of time to where then you get to the juke joint, you can see everything going down. And then you go to One Battle After Another, where that just had a great cast all around, like DiCaprio, Del Toro, etc. So I think both definitely have some merit here, but I think Sinner should win overall. Where I mean, they all die, right? They all die or get turned into vampires, but you still manage to grow a connection with each one of them. So then when you get to that juke point, you care and you understand each one of them. I think that's great. How he's able to set that up without it feeling rushed or just like too much at once. The Bad Guys 2 would be my pick for best animated feature this year. I hated The Bad Guys 2. I felt so uncomfortable watching that movie. Like, it is just all these animals and shit with like big butts and tits and everything. And I just felt so uncomfortable watching it. Okay? And even then, they're not the bad guys. They're the morally gray guys. Like, it's such a stretch. This movie's such a stretch to even exist. And then when it sets up for the third one, like, where are they going to call that? They can't call it the bad guys. They're literally working with the government as, like, these FBI people. So what are they, the FBI guys next? I mean, shit, this movie was so pointless. I hated it. It also made me feel super uncomfortable watching it, so even worse. Eddington deserves Best Picture way more than One Bell After Another. It's not even close. Listen, I loved Eddington. It's like my fourth most favorite movie of the year. It is in my, it's like my, it's in my top 25 most favorite movies of all time. But One Battle After Another is going to sweep Eddington across the floor. Okay? Now here's why. Eddington is directed by Ari Aster. And Academy voters really don't like Ari Aster for some reason. I mean, it's as if like Ari Aster went in and like slept with their moms or something. It's to that point basically. I think Aiden deserves it. It's not gonna happen though. I think it was a brilliant film. I think it should at least get in the screenplay. Maybe even best director for Ari Aster. That probably won't happen. Loved Eddington. But One Battle After Another is going to sweep. Okay? Simply because it's getting way more buzz, way more people are talking about it. It has become this way more of an event as a whole than Eddington did, which didn't really do that. Yeah, I mean, I loved Eddington way more, but still. F1 deserves a Best Picture. Whoa. Oh, man. Best Picture, Screenplay, and Director in technical category. Okay, I definitely think technical is a fair one. But Best Picture, it's a bit of a stretch, right? I mean, like, yeah, Joseph Kosinski was able to craft these great racing sequences that were so riveting, really felt like you were in the seat of the driver. And then behind that, you just had a classic underdog story. There's nothing wrong with a classic underdog story, right? Brad Pitt does a great job. Really, everybody does. It's just a classic underdog story. And then beyond that, you have just the incredible, immaculate racing sequences. Best Picture though, no. Screenplay, no. I mean, like Incredible Sequences, classic underdog story that does not get in the screenplay because it doesn't elevate that in any way. It just does a classic underdog story. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's not Best Picture or screenplay material. Director nod in addition in addition to just technical categories. Yeah, I feel like director is definitely like the most believable one you've said in this comment so far. Where Joseph Kaczynski did a great job crafting these very immersive, very riveting sequences, similar to how he did in Top Gun Maverick with like the flying suits, except here it's F1 racing. Then technical, oh, 100%. I think F1 should sweep in technical, where like you have the editing, the stuff like that. Robert Pattinson deserves Best Actor from E17, at least over Michael B. Jordan, because he did a much better job differentiating his two characters. Here's the thing. I don't think you can compare these two performances by any means above a technical level. Because Robert Pattinson in Mickey 17 as Mickey Barnes was playing Mickey 17 and 18. These two completely separate, these two people who are, I mean, they're two copies, just one's 17th and one's the 18th, of Mickey Barnes. And he did a great job of differentiating the two, making them feel like completely different people, while also maintaining that core that they are both Mickey Barnes at the center. And then Michael B. Jordan doing a completely different performance here, playing a set of twins. So it's a completely different performance. And they're both great in their respective roles. And they literally just don't have any similarities above a technical level of them both being played, two leads being played by the same actor. But yeah, so it's completely different performances all around. But I definitely think Robert Pattinson could get into Best Actor. Like, not win. I think he'll get buried from that perspective. But definitely a nomination at least. Then Michael B. Jordan, I think he did a great job just playing the set of twins. But nothing like Best Actor worthy, even though I think he did a great job. Then 28 years later for Best Sound. Again, 28 years later is great on a technical level. Like, even if you didn't like the film, it was still great on a technical level, like the sound, the set design, and all that stuff. Let's see if I can find anything else. The Long Walk should be in conversation for Best Actor and Supporting Actor nominations. Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson were top tier. Oh yeah, 100%. They were great in the movie. Really, everyone was. Where you have this film where you know full well not all of them can survive. You know full well only one of them's going to come out of that walk alive. But it makes you forget that just for a little bit. So it can focus on the raw human need to succeed and push through, shown through Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson, as over the course of this story they help each other. And you know deep down that only one of them's going to come out alive. But it's not about that at that point. It's about helping each other get over the next mile or over that hill and making sure the other one doesn't fall asleep and die. It's about helping each other through. And then by the time you actually do get to the end, the film just doesn't completely fizzle out and give you some bullshit ending. No, they make that hard decision and they make you feel that as you were in their seat the whole time, where deep down you knew only one of them could come out alive, but you were watching them succeed, laugh together, cry together, and that's what mattered. Putting you in that spot with the characters was great. Sinners is a supremely overrated movie that shouldn't win Best Picture. That's a really hot take. I'll give you that. I don't think it's overrated. I think it's really good. Like, okay. I think the Oscars are not an indicator of great cinema. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's just common sense though, because I mean, you have a film like Amelia Perez getting like a fuck ton of nominations last year. I mean, obviously, it's not great cinema; it's trash. There's tons of bad performances, a really bad movie. Then you're not giving the greatest filmmakers the awards they deserve. That's happened plenty of times. I feel like that's just common sense at this point. When you just watch the Oscars, you're gonna be in store for that. There's gonna be an Oscar villain, a trash movie, all around that gets a ton of nominations. Then you have the great filmmaker or the great project or the great whatever that doesn't get nominated. That always happens. It's just a fact of the Oscars. Okay, I think I might. Okay, no, no, all right. I'm gonna end it on this one. Benicio del Toro should be campaigning for support actor over Sean Penn. Look, I thought Benicio del Toro was amazing in the film as sort of just this anchor, this emotional anchor, as like in the second half of the film, all this absolute chaos is going down, right? You have Bob, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, which is just losing his mind. And then you contrast that with Benicio del Toro's character, who is able to remain calm. He knows what he's doing, which is a stark contrast to everybody else. And so then to see his very calm nature going through all these crazy events really does a great job of anchoring it and anchoring you as the audience, not letting it get too out of control because you have him at the center. And yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to end it. I'm just going to scroll through here. All right, no, I'm going to end on this one actually. A big will be for Journey for best score. I mean, the score was okay. I don't remember it that much, but from what I remember, it was okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna end on that one, and I'm gonna give my own hot take. Okay. So Jonathan Fuji, I accept your challenge. Scroll all the way up to the top. Please leave me any Oscar-related hot takes. Yep. Listen to this. Okay. I think Wes Anderson's Phoenician Scheme should get nominations for set design. I think you should get a nomination for set design. I think Michael Cera and Mia Threepleton should get nominations for supporting actor and actress. I think Benicio del Toro was great as as like our main or as our main role, but it was more of an ensemble between the three. But definitely he was more the main character. Um, I thought he was great in it, but like best actor is gonna be so stacked that I don't think he could win. And even if he gets in the best supporting actor, then I feel like I'd rather have that over best actor for Phoenician Scheme. And then Wes Anderson for best director, he needs it, bro. Me as the number one Wes Anderson glazer has to have to have it happen, dude. And that really is about it for me. If you all enjoyed this video or any other content, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Also, thank you, Jonathan Fuji, for um giving me all these comments. It was very nice to make this video. And yeah, if you watch this video, please comment. I'm a big fan.